Quick update, got all the sheathing done yesterday. Had a buddy come out and help me. That was a huge help because he could just hand sheets up to the edge. I'd grab them, get them tacked down. So all that's done. What I'm doing now is throwing down some drip edge before we put our underlayment down, because that is the correct procedure to do, I guess. This down first and underlayment, however you say that, over top of this. What I did was I ran a line too. If you're not perfectly straight, you don't trust your fascia, you can run a line, but I'm pretty straight. It's good enough. And I think running a line is not going to make that big of a difference. So you can just kind of just go ahead and I'm not firmly pushing this up against the fascia because I want to leave a little bit of a space for, I have to put fascia up underneath that to cover my fascia board, and then I also have to put a gutter up underneath there, so it's got to have a little bit of play, so I'm not like really scrunching it up. I'm not really pulling it up tight against the fascia per se, but yeah, getting this tacked down. And it's a little tricky with the ladder now because you'll ruin your drip edge if you put a ladder up against it, so that's a little sketchy getting up and down. Anyway, we'll throw another piece up. We'll measure. You want to start at the far end and work your way down towards the main living area or traffic area. The reason you do that is because you will not see the gaps from your point of view over here. You will not see these gaps. It'll look like one continuous line. So you'll see a gap here. You can see it from this way, and the way to kind of negate that is you cut that at an angle. See how there's a little bit of an angle cut right here, so that it'll keep that from, one, bending up, two, it'll keep it less obvious of a gap right there, so it kind of cleans it. And measure what our length is here, and we'll leave it just short because I'm gonna have kick out flashing, so there won't be any need. So we'll make it, and it doesn't have to be perfect, we'll make it around counting for kick out flashing, probably 79. No, we'll make it 80. So update, I decided to run the drip edge up underneath the kick out flashing on there, so I'm going to go the full 84. 84. Doesn't have to be perfect. Once you get that cut, you're going to want to cut this at a slight angle, just down. And like I said, it'll finish the edge a little bit cleaner. It'll hide that gap and prevent it from eventually like warping outward and kind of ruining the look. Sorry, I tried to do it with two hands up here in the wind, but you'll see that little snippet I took off. It'll help. I'll show you what I mean when I hang this up. Now that I'm down, I can kind of show you what I mean about that angle cut, and show you how this fascia or the drip edge is turning out. So if you're looking down, you can't see my gap. There's a gap right in there. Your eyes will not let it really notice it. If you start from the far end and work your way back and overlap, you will, there it is. There's your gap that I showed you earlier. And if you're looking at it from this way, you're not gonna really notice it. It doesn't look too bad. And here's that nice little, I'll show you the little corner piece that we cut. It kind of, you know, gives it, there's a little gap because my fascia board is not perfect, but you know, your gutter and your fascia is going to slide up underneath there, so it's really tight here, not so tight here. So cutting this angle, you won't have this extra material out here jutting out, so that's why you make a little cut there, and it also kind of prevent it from flaring out in the years to come after weather's hit it. Little trick, if you're doing this by yourself, you don't have a buddy to hold it for you. See this nail? Just put a little nail about 2 inches down the fascia. When I lay this down, I'll be able to tack it on this side without it falling off the end over here. This stuff is a lot harder than it looks. Veteran construction. Zach, you make it look easy, my man. This took me like 2 hours just to get these 4 rows of ice and water shield up. Anyway, that wraps it up for the day. Get that synthetic underlayment down tomorrow. I'll show you. Oh, I'm done. Wow, look at that. That could have been catastrophic. Get back here. Okay, caught it.